Ladies and gents, welcome back to the Away Day Show. Back once again, me and Nathan, the intellects on the couch.
Yep.
The intellects on the couch. Midweek show. Before we get it started again, thank you once again for the support last week. It was a slow burner, but it kicked into gear the back end of the week. So
not quite the 300 mark, but still very close.
Shame on you.
Yeah.
No, the last one's now kicked over 300. So and all the new subscribers, I had a few new subscribers jumping the other day. So thanks for joining us. Thanks again for coming on again, man.
All good.
We obviously missed the Monday night show. A lot of things going on. So we'll touch a little bit on the Premier League. We've got Bundesliga to cover, Cup football to cover, a lot of things happening.
Everything.
Last weekend was a big weekend for the top of the table clashes. We're basically going to be boring and cover all those games this week. Anything else before we get into it, touch on in terms of the world of football at the moment? Anything that's ticket your fancy?
It's just good.
Yeah. Things are happening.
It's still very close in all the leagues. So
absolutely.
That's all we can ask for, really.
Right. Yeah. Well, the first league that's tight, and you're wearing the shirt there, and I've got the two clubs here just for the sake of it. Arsenal and Liverpool was a gigantic game. Monday morning here, Sunday night over there. Arsenal got the win 3-1. I didn't see it coming, to be honest with you. Maybe I'm blindsided by this Liverpool bandwagon I'm jumped on, but wow. Let me start off. I'll let you do your part, but I want to start saying Liverpool were bad, but I don't think Arsenal were much better. I've got to be honest with you. Like, maybe it's me sounding a bit, I don't know, like backing Liverpool's corner and stuff like that. But I think Liverpool were really bad. Arsenal were just bad, and that's why they go to the line. Because we're saying off air, I haven't seen Van Dijk and Alisson be so bad since maybe a year and a half, 2 years now. It was as a Liverpool player, I could imagine it'd be a long day and sit there and deal with that. The fact though you're still in the game for basically 60, 70 minutes though. You have to be captain positive. That's at least something to take out of that game. What was your thoughts though on all of that debacle?
Yeah, it was very disappointing, to be honest. It wasn't like a game I lost sleep over, because it just one of those where just no one was on it. And of course, like, out of all the games, it just had to be Arsenal, didn't it? But like, credit to Arsenal, they were just miles better. They made us look garbage. Their high press killed us again. But as good as they were, I feel like we just invited so much pressure upon ourselves. And I thought our midfield was quite weak. Besides sort of McAllister, I thought he was not too bad. Gomez as well, but I mean, no one besides that, no one was really at the races, to be honest. And how it was 1-1 at half time there's still an ongoing investigation because I have no idea how it was 1-1. But yeah, just wasn't a good performance. And we spoke a bit off air. I love like the overreaction of like everyone sort of having a go at Arsenal, like over celebrating, and it's like, they've beaten top of the table. They're well and truly back in the title race. Like, again, that didn't annoy me. It was more the fact of how bad we played, and just Arsenal just made us look so bad. We didn't even lay a glove. That's the one thing that just annoyed me. You can lose games, but to not even lay a glove was just so frustrating.
That's the thing that threw me off a bit, because I've been big on this Liverpool midfield, and obviously my guy stood up. I think considering how bad everyone else was, I actually rated McAllister.
Yeah, he was not too bad.
But it's the first time, like the first proper time we've seen that Liverpool midfield look a little bit shaky, a little bit off it.
It's a bit weird.
And again, it wasn't. There's a few little pieces in and out that didn't quite maybe work out. But it's the first time we've seen someone run over your midfield. And I think it was emphasised because we saw in the last game that we said he did the watch long for. These games against Arsenal and you, they live in the centre third of the centre of the pitch. You're going to score goals like Salah did over the top, or in this game here, mistakes. Other than that, it's who can win that midfield battle. And like the Premier League, that's the biggest thing. Winning midfield battles, win your titles, wins your games, blah, blah, blah. But in these games where the systems are so similar in certain aspects, there's so many things that are emphasised around the middle of the park, how people overload, how people transition. It's all in that centre. And when you're slightly off it, or in your case, not really at it, that's when you get exposed. That was a disappointing thing, because I've loved what your Liverpool midfield has done this season. I think that's been the shining star that no one expected. So as an outsider and as a sort of Liverpool bandwagon company over here, that's what I was disappointed with, because
it was disappointing. It wasn't. It's not worrying. It's not like could it derail the rest of our season? And of course it could. But again, I don't think anyone in world football sees it. And obviously missing Szoboszlai was a laid out.
That's a big thing.
Now I'm wearing his
Yeah.
shirt because he's out for like a month. So,
Rest in peace.
just wanted to send my condolences. Obviously, no Salah. He's should be hopefully back in the next month or so. No Connor Bradley as well. I think actually hurt big time.
Yeah.
Trent was miles off it. That was sort of his first game back. But again, I still see a lot of upside. Like Robertson will come back. He'll start against Burnley. Trent will have another full game.
Yeah.
Endo will be back, which will hopefully allow McAllister to move up the pitch now that, it'll be him and Jones, I imagine. So again, there's still a lot of positives. I didn't lose sleep over the game, as disappointing as it was.
I think it feels like if any other team, who was Arsenal, I'd feel like the crisis. But when it's Liverpool, you're like, you said it could derail. I don't think it derails anything.
Yeah,
I think it's the classic, the one you have to lose or something like that. You know what I mean? Maybe it's the one you just had to. So then that City game that comes up, you really know what you're up against and what you have to do.
And like one thing I've sort of just kind of accepted is this was just another Premier League game for Liverpool. Yeah. But for Arsenal, this was their season. This was everything. Title, and you saw it in the two teams, like Arsenal pressing. You saw like every time the ball went out for a throw, you see Odegaard and Saka like getting the crowd on their side. Yeah. And it was, I think, just we didn't kind of expect the high press as often. I think we knew it was coming, but like it was every single time. And I think every time, because we still had Gomez playing as that inverted kind of, and Trent was still keeping his width. I think that was every time Gomez got the ball, that was their trigger to kind of press, let's go. So it was just disappointing, but just make a statement against Burnley, I guess.
Come back and beat him 7-0, 6-0.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Sin Vincent Company backing. I'll quickly touch on Arsenal because I feel like it'd be wrong not to really touch it. You started touching their pressing game. Yeah. It was, again, I still don't reckon they were actually that amazing. I think they've had better games, but I think this is a big, as you said, mental hurdle. Like this was their Premier League title. This was their FA Cup. This was their Champions League. Like that was it, that moment. Sunday afternoon, this turns it around, right? Because now they're only 2 points off you. They're back in the title race. If you lose that, you go 8 points away from the top, and then City win as well. So you go. It just sort of feels like the mentally you're out of it. That was a big thing with Arsenal last season. It was this time last year where they stumbled at Everton. They kept stumbling. They couldn't put together results, and once they fixed it, it was too late. So I think for them, that's a step in the right direction. Me and Flea have talked about it basically since the off season, since we started the podcast. That there was 3 things for Arsenal to do this year: was beat Everton at Everton. It was take a point or something at Anfield and be competitive all the way through. And I feel like they've ticked all of those 3 now. It's if they've got the upstairs now to keep going.
Consistency for the rest of the season now. Just
they need it.
That up.
Well, these top 3 teams, I don't think many others, and outside of dropping to each other, where these teams drop points to.
If they can just keep that same energy that they kept against Liverpool, I mean, it's hard to see them dropping points, to be honest. Like if they do that against West Ham, I think they'll be 2-3-0 up. Easy.
Especially the way West Ham have played as well.
Very up and down.
So that just brings you on to the total thing. It's like the Premier League now is the tightest it's been, I think, I've just done the Instagram here, since 13-14 season. So 7 points separate the top 5 teams, which is...
It's mad,
how exciting!
It's exciting.
Finally,
it just makes games against Burnley and Luton at home even more just boring. Like not boring, but just so much more nerve wracking. Like, oh my god, just score and try and get the win.
Get the line.
No, it's good. Tottenham and Villa are battling for that 4th at the moment. Obviously, United are not out of the top 4 race yet, especially if they can manage to get a result against Villa, which would be hard. It's close and. I do like it, but at the same time, I don't like it.
If I was you, I wouldn't like it at all. For me, I'm licking my lips. Someone choke.
I like the battle for 4th in the relegation battle. But I don't fancy the
10
top.
Points
I wouldn't mind that.
Send Klopp. We're going to have a bloody heart attack. That's why you're retired. We'll have a heart attack before
don't blame him. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting because Ange's got his boys back. Kim and Son's back now. They got knocked out today in the Asian Cup.
Yeah.
He's back. Madison's back. Yep. Villa the only team out of those sort of 6 that look a little bit shaky.
A little bit. I still think they'll be okay, though.
I know they'll be okay, but I wonder how long this hurdle is going to go for. It's just...
I think the big test is this week. If they lose this week, I think a lot of people will have them dropping out of the top 4. And, that's not a discredit or anything bad. It's just...
We've adjusted our expectations.
Yeah, exactly.
It's ridiculous.
So it wouldn't surprise me if United were to get top 4, to be honest.
You said it, I didn't say it.
Because it's just around this period, they always get on runs, don't they?
This time last
year,
they
always do it, yeah. So they're still in it. So this week's huge, though, for them.
I think we're 1 point behind them if we win. But if we lose, obviously you go like 7 and
Yeah.
here again. So very interesting. Very interesting. The Premier League, never fails to deliver.
Never fails
Never fails to deliver.
Yep.
Always twists and turns. Now, that sort of brings us to the next point here. We've gone this week and done an under 23s combined 11. And this is because, actually, I've got the shirt coming. I bought it just after Christmas, the Kobe Miney shirt. I thought it was going to arrive. I heard notifications it was going to arrive today. So I was going to start the podcast with the Kobe Miney shirt on. We saw him do something ridiculous. We've seen Conor Bradley do something ridiculous for Liverpool. Yeah. We always talk about what Barcelona's youngsters do. We're talking about Bayern Munich later on as some of their youngsters. I thought at the moment, we've just been dealt the greatest hand in terms of, especially in the Premier League, in terms of, I guess, youth talent from each club. We've got great players around the leagues. Yep. So I thought, what a great occasion to do an under 23s 11.
Yep.
Now, I think we might have, I didn't think we'd have different teams, but you thought we might have different teams.
I don't know. No, I just feel like I've missed a big name here and there. I don't know why, but I feel like I have.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
We'll see how we go. Do you want me to kick off or do you want to kick off this one?
You kick off.
I'll kick this one. You kick off the next one. Now, the goalkeeper, God help me. I went Bart Verbruggen in goal.
Who?
For me. The Brighton kid, Verbruggen.
Oh, okay.
When you said who, I was like, wait.
I didn't hear the first time. Yeah, no, that's a good shout.
I went Verbruggen in goal. Maybe the Premier League tax. I see a lot of him. I think he's the future for Brighton, so I went with him in goal. And by the way, I'm surprised some of these players still under 23. I didn't realise how young these guys are. I went Alphonso Davies at left back, pipping Bowdy.
Yeah.
Saliba Hincapié at centre half.
Mm-hmm.
I went Rico Lewis at right back. Could be a hot take there. I went with Aljo in the midfield. I went Garvey and Pedri in midfield with Jude Bellingham at the 10.
Yep.
Vinny off the left, Rodrigo off the right, and Haaland down the middle.
Is Vinny younger than 23?
I'm sure he's younger than 23. Oh, did I make a mare?
I think he's 20. Is he?
Oh
20?
no, I made me exposed.
I mean, people put 23-year-olds in.
But by the way, we're doing under 23. So if I
do you have Haaland as well?
Yeah. Is he?
He's 23.
Oh my, they're both.
That's all right. That's all right.
You go. I'm going to modify.
People still have like 23-year-olds. I've seen people still have 23-year-olds in.
Well, you can have Haaland and Vinicius in because that's probably the problem. Take those guys. I can't believe that.
So, keeper, I've got Trafford.
Yeah.
I was thinking Bazunu from Southampton. I was like, no, I'll go with Trafford.
Yeah.
I'll go Trafford because I think he's a top keeper coming up.
Yeah. I can't with that 23.
Right back, I've gone with Rico Lewis as well. I think he's a star in the making. He's gonna be gonna be legit in a couple of years. I've got Saliba and Gvardiol as my two centre halves. I was thinking Hincapié and also Van de Ven, to be honest.
Yeah,
but I went with Saliba and Gvardiol.
Yep.
Left back, I went with Camavinga. I know.
I love it.
I know he's a centre mid, but he has played there for Madrid and stuff. So, and I wanted to get him in the team, so I put Camavinga left back.
Yeah, that's good.
My 3 centre mids are I've got Pedri.
Yep.
Verts. I love flying Verts.
Yeah,
And Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, fair play.
Right wing, I've got Saka.
Well, he is 22. Yeah.
Left wing, I've got Kvaratskhelia. Close to putting Martinelli, but I just think based on like Champions League last year was sensational. And up front, I got your boy, Rasmus Højlund. Rasmus Højlund.
Fair play.
Yeah.
Fair play. You know what? So you did Kvaratskhelia. Yeah, I'll have him on my left to make it under 23, and I'll take... Should I take Rasmus? Oh, geez.
I couldn't think of anyone else that's under 23 as a striker.
Under 23. Under 23.
Rasmus was the first name.
Strikers.
And then, it's your boy. You got to put Rasmus in. It's your boy.
Is Victor Osimhen under 23 as well? Unless Google's having a stink here.
No, he's not. Surely not.
They've even got Erling Haaland under 23. I've stuffed this up. How did they...
Osimhen's 25.
Yeah, they're having a stink on Google. I'll go Rasmus up front as well then, just to make it nice and even. So you go with my team. I went Verbruggen, Alphonso Davies, Saliba Hincapié, Rico Lewis, Garvey, Pedri, Bellingham. I'm going to take Kvaratskhelia. I'll take Rasmus Højlund, and I'll take Rodrigo off the right. And that's my team. Yeah. they're under 23 now.
So what's your midfield? So you got...
So I went Garvey, Pedri, and Jude.
Okay, I put Verts instead of...
there.
I love flying Verts, man.
Oh, so
he's... If I was to watch like one team besides Liverpool, it would be Bayern Leverkusen and just watch Verts. He is a freak of a player. He's so good to watch.
Superstar player.
But I had to put him in. Obviously, I was thinking Musiala as well. Obviously Gavi, but I think Verts is better than Musiala.
I think Verts is better. Yeah, whoa, wait. You got something else coming up as well. We got something very exciting coming up as well. You done it again. You segued perfect for me. Because Leverkusen and Stuttgart, my two favourite teams at the moment, played an absolute thriller last night in the DFB Pokal. 3-2 win for Leverkusen. One of those games, I have to read through the notes here because this was game again. The German league doesn't fail to deliver in terms of goals and excitement.
It's ridiculous at the moment.
Stuttgart opened the scoring with a 10th minute header from a corner, taps over his defending.
Yeah, you let him go. Yep.
Following that, Grimaldo just looked like he wanted to score himself. Free kicks, attacking from fullback, got close, no cigar. It was half to half time. Andrich,
Screamer.
Curler.
Screamer.
That's like that FIFA where you just hold R2 and circle and you time it perfectly, goes in the top corner.
That was a class finish.
50th minute finish. And I thought after that they'd run away. I thought they would have been 4-5-1.
Yep.
But Stuttgart, once again, not to be denied, one of the most attacking teams in the world at the moment. Bad pass out. It was one of those occasions again where teams just aimlessly pass out from the back. Fulrich made.
I think it was the touch more than the pass.
You think it was a touch?
Yeah, I think it was the midfielder. I think it was Andre. I think he made the mistake.
Yeah.
I think it was more him.
Yeah,
I didn't have a problem with the ball.
I
think it was more the midfielder. I think if he has a better touch, even if the defender closes on him, I still think he can make a decision.
As well. Could have many things. Yeah. I don't know. I'm still on the fence with the whole playing out thing.
Just 50-50.
Especially when you see this, it turns it over. Fulrich makes it 2-1 in the 58th minute. And I was like, what's going to happen now? Though I don't expect that. Then, Adley comes off the bench. He's young guy. I have to have a look at now. He really impressed. That finish was ridiculous.
Very good finish.
But guess who played the ball through? That was inch perfect. Florian Wirtz.
My guy.
That was like, let me just run. I'm going to keep running. The ball's going to be there. I'll just hit it. And that's what it felt like. The keeper, questionable.
Yeah, very questionable.
Under him. I get it because it's literally right under him. He can't really get down, but use your foot.
That was like some mad keeper movement in like FIFA or something. Like, that was, I don't know what he was.
There's some real FIFA stuff in this game. And then once again, a centre-back does it for Leverkusen in the final minutes. A few weeks ago, we were talking about Hincapié scoring the winner against Leipzig. It was Leipzig.
Yeah.
Same sort of thing again. Corners don't work out. Recycled.
Who delivered the ball? Florian Wirtz. Again.
And I've seen it a few times now. The Leverkusen are really good at floating a player out to the back post.
Yeah, they've done
and in
that
this case, it was
times.
the back post to score. Tar heads the ball home, 90th minute winner, limbs, blah, blah, blah. But, okay, so in Leipzig as well, Hincapié sort of sneaks to the back. What was it? Maybe 2 games ago, but someone stuck to the back post, headed it back across, and they scored as well. Something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, that was the one away. I think, was it the Grimaldo where he cut it to Palacios?
Something like that. Yeah, they just seem to just sneak in the back, and they can either cross the ball back across or they score from it. So, just scouting reports. I'm helping you guys out.
Jabby, save it for
save for Liverpool.
Save for Liverpool. Come on, you can lose a couple of games. Lose a couple of games here and there, but save your wins for Liverpool.
You talk about losing games. 30 games unbeaten now.
I know.
I now know the exact number. It wasn't 30 something last week. It's now 30 games.
30, yeah. That's outrageous.
And they're in a semi-final of a DFB Pokal that has Dusseldorf, FCK, and Mönchengladbach or Saarbrücken. So it could be, I think, 2.
Or they're
league
miles clear in terms of like who you back.
This is first trophy.
You back them to walk
Bundesliga.
it easy. Europa League, you never know.
Treble. Cheeky treble.
Why not?
And then come over to Luton.
They're just on a wave of momentum now, right?
That's the thing. There was no right they go and just win that in the end of that game. I think if they'd scored the third and made it 3-1, I think it was all over. But once they conceded, I'm like, have they got the minerals either? But no, they'll just go, we'll keep attacking, we'll score goals.
Yeah, that's what they do, man. I mean, they got players that are just dangerous in any moment of any game. Florian Wirtz is just superstar.
Is he right now, this is me making podcast clips, is he right now better than, like, obviously De Bruyne's come back from injury, that's what I'm saying. Is he right now, in terms of form-wise, better than Kevin De Bruyne?
No.
It's
Kevin De Bruyne.
I know. He's making Kevin De Bruyne type plays, and the fact that, like, he's just finding the most ridiculous passes, and he's making defense-splitting balls. And he's not Kevin De Bruyne. No, I'm not saying that. But right now, I don't think I can. I think he's almost ahead of Jude currently in terms of form.
Oh, he's right on par with him for sure.
And it's different games, I think. But I think this passing is like, other than De Bruyne, who's making these passes?
Yeah, I don't think there's a player in the world
like
at the
Tony
minute.
Cruz, but like,
I mean, it's even more impressive the fact that he did his ACL, was out for a whole year, and he's come back like he hasn't missed a beat. I mean, he's an incredible player. He's only 20 years old. He's going to get better and better.
He's going for a lot of millions. A lot of
There's
millions.
going to be a lot of offers on the table for him, big time.
Xabi Alonso's leaving. Does he really want to stay? Probably not. City, Liverpool. any Premier League team.
I mean,
Bayern.
Barca, I think Barca's like his
Barca.
dream club. So I mean, if
That's-
they can
I think
afford
so,
it,
midfield-
but
they could pay his wage or even
I mean,
half the
yeah, I
transfer
know.
fee. Oh, but it's City.
where I think City's
It's destined.
De
City.
Bruyne is getting on a bit, you'd think.
I said
Yeah.
this.
You said it a while ago.
Yeah, but why, if you're City with all this money, why wait for him to be like up, like a few teams going up from just grabbing next summer? Where teams like, do we really think he'd be that good because he's still only had 1 and a bit seasons? Snap him up and keep him the.
Yeah, he's going to get a huge.
And just what Pep does,
move,
just
yeah.
keep him alongside.
How much do you think he's worth right now?
I think 110, 120.
Yeah, I'd say
Well,
about the same.
I'll ask you this one. We're talking about money. Mo Salah again to 200 million.
200 million.
That's crazy. I
Crazy,
thought the 200
I
million
know.
had come and gone.
Oof, I mean,
The market's still.
that league's at the point now where they have to go
It's
for
turning
something
point,
because
yeah.
it's at a point now where it's kind of turning a bit sour, to be honest.
Yeah, doesn't sound like
The
anything.
players that want to leave, and obviously we know about Benzema and Jota, who
Yeah.
was going to go to West Ham. I don't think that move turned out in the end.
But he's a superb player that wasted it.
And even like now, like you're not really hearing any kind of big names.
There's no
looking-
stories.
Yeah, there's just nothing on it. So I mean, we said like when we're doing the 2023 review that it died down, and
Yeah,
it
and
has.
It happened
So,
in a week.
yeah,
it was like some of
literally,
those
yeah,
in 1 month
yeah,
that's already
I
died
know,
down.
I know.
But at least there's a lot of money still there, so we're gonna have another crazy summer probably.
Yeah, huge. They'll still go big. It's just whether the players want to
Who
go
do
or
you
not.
wanna go-
Which
Yeah, do you want to go there?
I mean, Salah just might have to because Liverpool will accept it.
Could be signing Calvin Phillips for 300 million.
Yeah, the way he's been playing, he's not even worth a bag of chips these days. So
He's eating a fair bag of chips, but yeah. I don't think he's worth one. I don't think he's worth one. That's a different story. But yeah, James, I've got to talk. But yeah, Florian Wirtz is
he's a
something.
freak. Yeah, but that was a big win for Leverkusen. It just these wins they just build so much
That's
momentum.
the thing.
Just so much momentum.
Because I touched on, I think we'll probably lead on to it now, Girona a bit, that sort of halting because they're getting difficult draws. And maybe this is the benefit of this Bundesliga where it's everyone's very open. There's always going to be goals.
Yeah.
So I feel like they just believe they'll just score a goal.
Yeah. It's just their system's so good.
Some
Like
of
it
the
just-
some of the goals they don't score are more beautiful than the goals they do score. Like some of the intricate workings, and then it ends up with Grimaldo who plays it out, inverts it, and then it's just
You try and stop their wing backs, but then you got Wirtz to worry about. You try and stop
Hoffman
him,
might
then
drift out wide.
it's just their system's just ridiculous at the moment, and hopefully it continues. Hopefully they take it right to the last match day, which
Tell
would
you
be
what,
nice.
if they get Boniface back, like a Sheik's.
Yeah, I think
good,
he's been a big miss.
But even so last night, I think he could have a hat trick.
Yeah, he
I know,
he
a few-
misses
a few
two.
bits
He misses.
unlucky,
Yeah, he misses a
offside,
couple
but
of
like-
chances though, which Boniface would score.
I think Boniface in his form would bag that. So yeah, that's a big
Him having
loss.
AFCON, and I think he was injured for a
injured
bit.
as well. Yeah,
I think that's hurt them, but like it hasn't as much as it hurt them. They're winning games.
They lost the
They're
game.
winning games. It doesn't matter who they put in at the minute. Like Teller, wasn't he? He was at Southampton, wasn't he?
I'm sure.
He was, and I think he scored a double against Darmstadt.
Yeah, the last
Yeah.
game out.
Like,
Massive
and
for
the
them.
goals would, I think it was the second one, just roof of the nails.
Yeah,
Great finish.
yeah, one was a very smart finish. Maybe
One was a header. Grimaldo whipped it in.
maybe
And
that
it was just a simple
really
header. And then the
smart
second
finish.
one was just roof of the net, tight angle.
Teller, right?
And I know, yeah.
The Bundesliga is bringing us the goods
Yeah.
here. But yeah, massive game.
Props to Stuttgart as well. They were,
My guys,
they're Undav again played pretty well.
I'm not all over the name as of yet, but G is an impressive midfield because it's sort of giving me Brentford vibes, but onto a next level. They just you sort of just don't know their name, but they just get the job done,
Yep.
and it's so good to watch. They're not afraid to take. Like, if you
Yeah,
look at the
no,
stats,
credit to them.
The stats would almost be even, I reckon. Probably had
They had their chances.
They probably
you
had
know.
good. Leverkusen had better chances.
Yeah.
They didn't have bad chances.
It's not like they were
by any-
sitting back and just kind of will sit and
good-
take a draw and take it
No.
to. They got extra time.
I think it is. Yeah.
So
Or
they went for it, and it was. I mean, it's a goal that you can't really do anything about. Like maybe you can mark Tar a bit better, but the ball in's a great ball and it's a great header.
Pinpoint.
So it's just one
The
of those.
last few goals.
But
How do you
yeah,
stop
credit
that?
to them. I mean, you said it well last week. Went from 17th, I think,
Yeah, so 17th
17th to now 4th,
Yeah, it's
which
ridiculous.
is outrageous. So
And they'd verse anyone else in the cup, they probably would be through.
yeah,
That was the only all Bundesliga
you'd
tie
back
in the
them
cup.
to beat any of the teams that you mentioned as well.
I would never know how to pronounce those. I hope I pronounce them right. I don't want to. But yeah, I have no idea they are. To be honest with you. But yeah, once again, Bundesliga keeping us entertained, or the German league keeping us entertained.
Yep.
Leads on to my next point. I've got a few things that reminded me about something. La Liga, can't not about Atletico and Real at the moment. They continue to play each other almost feels like every week. But I should quickly touch on because Girona drew. The gap's now 2 points. Blah blah blah. Savio's off to Man City.
Yep. Yeah. Was that this morning? Or yesterday? Yeah.
Cheeky bastards.
I know. Apparently there's something like wrong with, or like not something wrong with the deal, but people have been complaining because he was at, is it Troyes or something like that?
It was
some French
team, yeah.
But and he was on loan from there or something, and Man City have bought him.
Because guess who owns Pep's like brother son?
Yeah. Which is like it's legal, so
probably,
like it's a good.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, he's a great player.
That's a get.
That's a hell of a get.
Wow.
They just find these gems. They just get better and better.
Imagine Verts and Savage. That's your next 10 years sorted, right? They're both 20-something years old.
Holland stays. De Bruyne can play till he's about 45, just pinging balls.
Walk around off the bench
like a quarterback kind of thing, like Tom Brady.
Yeah, just play to wherever. Win like the most Super Bowls ever. He can go change his haircut whenever he wants.
Smart get from wrap the deal up like quickly, got it done now. Because
they
know he's going to be wanted big time. Or he was going to be wanted now.
I don't know how much they paid for him, but it's going to be under surely because no one was challenging them for the deal.
Don't know.
I think he's their best.
I don't think they would have paid that much, surely.
They should have though.
If it was a big deal, you'd kind of see it everywhere.
About it, right? It slipped under the radar.
I think it's kind of just a quick, simple kind of deal. The player Man City come call and you say yes.
Bloody City.
I mean, we can talk about how much money they spend and whatever, but every deal is just smart, right?
Who cares how much you spend as you get it right?
Exactly. It doesn't matter.
It's a joke. So that... I'm off for the ferry, so that all brings us to the La Liga and our talking point with La Liga. Their top of the table clash was Atletico and Real. Fair play Atletico. They've taken 5 points off Real now. Beat them at home in the reverse fixture. Beat them in the Copa del Rey as well.
Yeah.
And now they've taken a draw at the Bernabeu.
Yep.
Llorente coming through clutch at the end. Obviously, they miss Vinicius. Raheem comes in and scores a goal.
Yep.
But it feels like the only team that has Real's number right now.
Yeah.
Of some point is Atletico. Because teams have challenged them and been ahead, but no one holds on. Atletico find a way to just...
It's just Simeone, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's just a great manager.
The boss.
He
knows what he's doing.
Yeah, there's a reason he's been there for God knows how long. You know, he plays in different positions at times, but it works.
Yep.
You know, he brings in guys like, Depay and these types of players where it's like, okay, it's just kind of like a...
Dead side.
He's just there to like fill a kind of spot, a bit of experience stuff. But yeah, Atleti fully deserved of their point. I think Real Madrid probably could have had a penalty or two. I don't know if you saw. I think the first one's definitely a penalty. Definitely. He leaves a leg there.
Do you
definitely a penalty.
I thought the first one looked worse. Do you see Savic should have stick the right arm out and sort of block the run? The problem with the second one is because the Cruz ball was so heavy. I don't think Bellingham was ever going to get there.
Yeah, that's where I don't think it's a pen.
But I think
I can see why people think it's a pen.
Savage having the arm out, and
I think the first one's a stonewall.
You can stonewall.
Yeah. He's left his leg there.
Yeah,
he's already got his hands up, and he does initiate the contact.
He literally runs into him to get it, but I guess everyone does that. So
it's weird for VAR this week. They didn't favour Madrid, and they cost Girona as well. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which was wild. I mean, what you said at the very start, did I learn anything about football? I actually did. VAR is just garbage across the entire world. It's just garbage.
Here's his personal opinion coming into it. The Wolves United game midweek, the penalty that they got, I
didn't actually see the penalty.
Like, don't get me wrong, Casemiro's going to be there. I don't think he ever got there. Like, he might have scratched, maybe might have a little scratch on the plastic of the guys of Neto's boot. But Neto goes down like...
It's just so inconsistent, isn't it?
And I'm like, you can't get a penalty. You can actually see it's simulation.
Yeah.
I get he's going to the challenge, and I don't think he got the ball, but I don't think he even got the foot. And I'm like, surely you pin him for simulation. The time took a while. The bloke gives a penalty. And obviously in the end we win it because Kobe's a boss.
Kobe's a boss,
blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
But I would have been... Mate, that'd definitely be a Monday podcast. I'd find a way to make a Monday podcast to talk about that because I think that's the thing. Every league's different. And there's just stinker after stinker.
There's just no consistency with it. Like, the Premier League refs have, like, different, like, ways of interpreting things, and then Bundesliga have their own way, and La Liga, and it's just, it just creates so much controversy and talk every week, and it's so annoying because instead of talking about how good Girona actually were in that game, like they still played well, they just couldn't score. Obviously, the goal was just ridiculous how they got ruled out. No idea how it did. We're sitting here talking about how they were robbed and how it should have been a goal, and same thing with Real Madrid. Like that was a good game, and we're sitting here talking about two penalties, whether they should have been or not.
Yeah, it's VAR, eh?
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. As I said, I think the first one's definitely a penalty. Leaves his leg there.
The leg is dangling.
He does initiate the contact, but still he just leaves
Leg's
it there.
just floating.
Yeah, the second one I can understand because the ball from Cruz is probably a bit too hard for Bellingham to get.
Pass he's made in his career.
Yeah, one that maybe should have been a penalty.
Yeah, look at you turn like that.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, I don't know if they're penalties or not. Is the truth of it? We don't know.
In my book, the second one might be a penalty, but in VAR's book, none of them are penalty. But then you think it should both be, maybe one should be. That's just.
And like even the Girona one, the offside, right, or the apparent offside.
Yeah,
if that's Real Madrid, do you think they give it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So,
there's not a shadow of a doubt that gets given every day of the week. I don't know if you saw Simeone talking to Modric when he was coming on about
come play.
Next season.
Any manager in world football would do that. To be honest, I don't blame him.
The superstars, Modric and Kroos. That leads me to my next point about Isco. I want to talk about Modric. Do you reckon where does he end up landing?
Isco.
Modric.
Oh, Modric.
Yeah. I think he has said he's going to go. If I'm not mistaken,
I thought. Yeah, I think this year's definitely his last year at Real. I thought he would probably retire. To be honest, I can't see him going to Saudi unless he wants to join up with Benzema. If Benzema wants to stay, but I can't see it. MLS, maybe. I don't know. I just can't see him anywhere else but Madrid.
Yeah, fair play.
To be honest,
back Tottenham, him and Bentancur.
Well, I think they take him in a heartbeat. Anyone would. I'd take him.
Yeah.
I just think he retires. I think he just retires.
Actually, he's not the guy to go for the money.
No.
Second thinking about this, I thought he'd be just straight to Saudi, like with Al Hilal, one of those guys, like with the Neymar team or Benzema's team.
I just can't see it. I mean, he might.
It makes
sense.
And
I don't blame him. Like, just get the bag for a year.
Play one season, get a mil.
I mean, if he does, it doesn't ruin his reputation or anything.
He's one of the best of all time.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants now. If he retires, we can honour him and put him down as one of the best ever.
Solo pod for that. I'll be there.
Solid little cheeky video. There's a video idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I can't see him going to MLS or.
Yeah,
I think he'd just retire.
Up and out. Fair play.
Maybe take up a managerial role at Madrid as like an assistant or something.
He'd be a manager. He'd know the hell he's
Same with Cruz, to be honest. When he
make them a first ever co-manager.
Put him in like the Real Madrid B's and then just work the way up. Yeah.
And then if
when Ancelotti leaves,
Ancelotti wants to give up,
exactly.
That's future
Put us
planning.
with
Perez, sign us up.
Yeah,
I'll sit in there, smoke cigars, and sign Champions League trophies and stuff like that. Yeah, gladly.
Yep. We'll just convince you not to start the Super League again. That'll just be our plan.
And don't sign Mbappe because it's going to ruin football for the rest of us.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's done now, isn't it? That's as much as confirmed can be.
Yeah, there's been like reports coming out, but again.
He'll change his mind 5 times before they even happen.
Tomorrow the sun will come up. Like we know this. We know he's going to Real Madrid. You know what I mean? So,
tomorrow the sun will come up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
Like it was always going to happen.
Potato,
We're just waiting for Fabrizio to
say, here we go.
Here we go.
Confirmed. Yeah, that'd be an interesting day for Fabrizio. He'll love that. Yeah, the whole once again I'm waffling, but the whole point of that was to talk about Isco, who is this the first time we've seen a player, like a big player, Isco, pivotal to this Real Madrid side, won many trophies, go leave. And still do well for themselves. So obviously he's not the old guys like the other ones have been, but maybe Rakitic for a few seasons there and Isco. But is there any others that have gone and done that?
Kovacic maybe when he left Real to Chelsea.
Well, yeah, good point. Iniesta went to Japan. They didn't really like.
There's probably been a few others. I don't know if Luka Jovic when he went from Frankfurt to Real, he was horrible. And I swear he went back.
AC.
I don't know. I swear he went back for like a year and then he was bossing it and then now no one's heard of him.
He was at AC at the moment.
But there's definitely been a couple more.
Even Barca, like, can you think of a player that's left? And even like an older player as well, like Busquets in the MLS.
Not really, to be honest.
Iniesta
I think
went
Isco
to
got
Japan.
injured, didn't he? So he's gonna miss the Euros. I've heard. I think he's going to miss it because I saw some.
Oh, I didn't read that.
I swear he's gonna miss the Euros.
Well, that's why
I think he got
that was my
injured.
follow though. But anyway, that ruined my follow.
I think he got injured
Because he's got
because the only tournament he's played in I think was the World Cup.
World Cup. There's been so many.
Isco likely to miss out on playing for Spain at Euro 24 as hamstring injury.
Well, they're again. I'm gonna think of that. But yeah, I had to.
That's so sad, man, because he would easily be in that team and probably start the way he's been playing.
Yeah, that's it. 6
I mean,
goals,
he's
3
up
assists.
for player of the season.
Player of the season.
Him and Bellingham.
Betis at 8.
Yeah, they're having a good year, and they're hard to play against. Even I mean, look at Barca; they struggled.
And in Europe as well. I don't know if they're in that this year, but they're always a bloody tough place to go and play. As an experienced Europa League team now, as Manchester United, we've had to go play Betis a few times.
Yeah,
and they're just a pain to go up against. They're just a team that's
credit
structured
to
so well.
Yeah, credit to Isco. Fair play to him, man. When he left Madrid, because he was never bad at Madrid, I don't think. He just had a lot of injuries.
That old, and they just they had to get the new gen in. Right?
It just sucks with these injuries. You know, the hammies it just kills them.
Some football,
Doesn't matter who it is.
I feel like you have to show. Yeah, I think it's after player of the season, probably best player, top half Betis at the moment.
Yeah,
I didn't realize he got injured. So that sort of ruins them and their season, but. Yeah. 6 goals, 3 assists in the old thing.
I think he's still surely got to be up for player of the season.
Chucking, they said top 5.
Yeah, he'd still have to be in maybe top 3 even.
Well, the way things are going.
The way his first 20 odd games. I mean, bloody hell.
Very impressive.
Balling.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. If he does, hopefully,
they can get him up.
Yeah, even just like on the bench, maybe. Yeah. If they go far, maybe that's when he can.
If you want someone to come off the bench and create something,
yeah, because like you're not gonna you don't. How many players they have on the bench? Like a shit ton. Like
15.
Yeah, exactly. So surely you can bring him.
And
Spain are lacking. Like they've got a lot of young sort of products like Gavi and Pedri and stuff like that. So obviously they'll go, but like you're not going to take a bunch of old Spanish players. And if you are, you're taking a 70% Isco over.
Who's left now?
Exactly. Yeah.
That gen sort of.
I think he goes. Even if he's like 50%, they'll just. If they go far, then they'll just kind of work him up.
Mentoring.
Exactly, yeah.
Training. Yeah. Small things, exactly. Like camps, people talk about that a lot. They're very important.
This is one that he probably won't start from the get-go.
No.
Because he probably walked in, like you said.
But off the bench, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It could be ridiculous. You know when the games get stretched?
Oh, yeah.
Especially with these Euros, because teams have to sort of go for it because very level playing field.
Yep.
You get Isco on just to play that defense-winning ball or pop up in the box. That wins you games. And I think I said a few weeks back, Spain is still a big, heavy contender in this.
Yeah,
they're Nations League winners. They've turned things around. It's a very young team, though, and that's the thing.
Yeah, probably.
Do you trust these guys against the big boys? Like, probably not.
You probably can't.
No.
They can do it, of course, but against like England, France.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Germany have dropped off big time.
I
can't see them
Germany
doing
are young
anything
team as well now. As well, it feels like.
Yeah. I think it's the only teams I can see winning are England and France, to be honest. It's hard to think of anyone else. I mean, Portugal,
Portugal, mate. I always feel like you can't relate Italy. They're always going to be around the place. They're not great, but they're always a team that's around the joint. It'll be interesting. You guys will be interesting.
Very interesting.
Southgate will make England rubbish, so there'll be a level playing field.
There'll be something to talk about in the so-called off-season. There's
never
an off-season for
after those 2 weeks that there's always a little bit quiet. There's something to talk about.
Yeah.
Now, we have sort of pre-touched on this, but we do have another combined 11, and it's the big game for this weekend. I think it's probably the biggest game in my mind, anyway.
There's a couple, but
there's a couple big ones. But this one is my personal favourite for the weekend.
Liverpool Burnley's up there for sure.
Absolutely. Is that Turf Moor as well?
No, it's at Anfield. Place to be rocking. There's going to be the most fans ever.
Opening up that.
Yeah, I think so.
Why have they opened that up before?
Mate, they're saving it for Burnley. Big game.
Always bloody Burnley.
There's going to be a lot of booze for company after what he did against Leicester.
Absolutely.
So, why not? I don't know. Obviously, they're still doing like maintenance or something around there.
The cup holders weren't quite lined
yeah.
up enough. So Bayern Leverkusen is the game going to be just previewing by doing this combined 11. I touch a lot about Leverkusen. Bayern as well, a team that's only lost one game.
Yeah, I know. It's mad.
Obviously, we lost in the cup.
I've been way too harsh on them, I feel like. I gave them a bit of stick a couple of weeks ago, but...
Yeah, but hey...
They've only lost one
game. That's what we're here for.
They've lost one game.
But they haven't lost 0, so that's why we're here in the Leverkusen fan club.
Yeah.
This is going to be massive. You talk about momentum. I think this game could decide the title. If both teams continue the way they're going, you're talking about a 5-point gap. I think it's 2 points now. You're talking about a 5-point gap versus being down by 1 or the 2-point gap remaining, the momentum of this win for Leverkusen will just kick them on because they don't have to play Bayern ever again. That's it. They're Bayern.
Yeah.
Like, other than for...
Is that Leverkusen, isn't it?
Yeah, because they took the point out because Grimaldo free kick, that was ridiculous. At the Allianz.
Fuck, that place is going to be rocking.
Maybe, other than maybe for Dortmund, if they get their stuff together, or
they're not consistent
Stuttgart,
enough.
like, there's no other how they can beat them. Touch wood. If they just need to get through this game, a fantastic comeback or a fantastic win, what's stopping them?
Just find a way, or just don't lose.
Yeah,
At worst, don't lose.
This is the equivalent of Arsenal's Liverpool.
Yeah, like pretty much.
This is basically for me in my mind the top because this will kill Bayern if they lose this.
This is similar to like Girona when they play Madrid. Just don't lose.
Just gotta
find a way to hang in.
Keep it compact.
Yeah.
If you want to canter, go at it, but make sure the ball.
I doubt Leverkusen will keep it compact though.
That's the thing. They're gonna go after it.
And you know what? Why not? Why shouldn't they? It's worked for them all season. They haven't lost. Back yourselves in.
Classic 3-2. It's got a 3-2 all of it, surely.
Hopefully there's goals. Hope it's not a boring 0-0 or something. You know, where like Leverkusen actually go to a 5 at the back instead of pushing the 5.
Actually play the 5. Frimpong does your right centre back now, and they're tucking in. But yeah, absolutely, I cannot wait for this one. Speaking of fair, I've gone through my free beIN Sports passes. I'm going to buy this one for the weekend. So I'm going to keep an eye on this one here. But yeah, we're going to combine 11. Maybe I've been harsh on Leverkusen for the looks of it, but
what formation?
I sat with the classic 4-3-3, but I wish I had the 3 because
I went with 3-5-2.
Yeah, fair enough. Because both, Bayern could play as well. So yeah,
you go. Played it a little bit, I swear.
They have as well, I think, at some points. You go with yours first because I think yours will be better.
Do you want me to go full team?
Full team. Okay. Whip it all out.
So in goal, I got Neuer.
Yeah.
My 3 centre halves are Kim Min-jae, Jonathan Tah, and Hincape.
Right.
My 2 wing backs are Grimaldo, Frimpong. Big surprise. I've got Kimmich and Xhaka.
You got Xhaka in there.
Yeah, I got Xhaka in there.
Like it.
I got Musiala at the 10. As that centre forward, I've got Wirtz.
Okay.
Again, I was going to put Boniface, but I'm having both Musiala. I want to have both Musiala and Wirtz in. And I've got Kane as the striker.
Okay. Yeah, I think the formation helps your team. Because I can
said Musiala, you were like, he hasn't got Wirtz.
After that big switch on Wirtz, like, what? Yeah, I think the formation helps you there. Because, I end up going with... I don't know why I went him. No, I did. No, I'll back it. So I went Neuer in goal.
Mm-hmm.
Grimaldo, Frimpong, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Hincape. I went De Ligt.
Yeah.
He's played a little bit more... I'm a bigger fan of Kim Min-jae.
He's been to the Asia Cup, though, with South Korea.
And
that's why he hasn't played. And
because De Ligt's been playing, I've seen he's done a good job. I'm going to stick with De Ligt. I think he's doing a great job. He's a great centre-back, but Kim Min-jae's the lot for me.
Yeah.
Then this is where it sort of takes a turn. I went Kimmich and Goretzka in the midfield. So I didn't went Xhaka, but I was very close going Xhaka. Especially after last night. He was great last night as well.
He's been unbelievable.
He's 24 months. Has to be studied.
Oh, yeah.
Has to be studied.
I put him in as well because he allows Wirtz to do his thing. And Undrick can sort of roam around in there as well. He does a bit of... He can cover the fullbacks as well. He does a bit of everything.
The most malicious, red-headed...
Get him out of... Don't put the captain...
Why is the captain to like... He's a saint. Like, he'll be something to look out for in the Euros as well. Something to look out for as well. So unfortunately, I went Kimmich and Goretzka as a 2. That's probably like a double. And if Goretzka can drop in, but Kimmich will probably be my holder.
Yep.
I went Florian Wirtz at the 10. I went Musiala off the left. He's playing a little bit there with Muller playing down the middle. So Musiala off the left. Leroy Sané off the right, which is a really weak selection.
He has had a good season though. I know he's missed a lot of chances. He does miss a lot. And
injury as well. If we're being like realistic, that's a problem as well.
Though, so that's not a bad
and obviously the big boy Harry Kane up top.
Yeah. I didn't want to go with because I'm not completely sold on Koeman and Sane, which is why.
No, Sane hurt me a little bit, but I'm not going to put Hoffman or something because in the end, for me, it's a right wing. I should have gone. Sane
still had. He's had a decent season.
He's decent.
He's still had a decent season.
Compared to some of the Leverkusen players I could have fit in there, you're right.
Yeah.
Your team wins, easy. But
maybe if it's on a cold, rainy night in Stoke, that could be.
No team wins. They're too good looking. This team's to play around at the back.
Yeah.
Cold, rainy night in Stoke.
Not two good teams. So the difference is just you've got De Ligt. I've got Kim Min-jae. And then I've got
Xhaka and I went
Xhaka and Goretzka, and then you had Sane and I had Wirtz. You didn't have Wirtz in yours.
No, I had Wirtz.
Oh, you had Wirtz.
I had first at the 10, Musiala on the left. Who did you have?
So you've got...
Oh, you're the extra centre-back.
Extra centre-back.
Extra
centre-back. Tah. My boy, Jonathan Tah.
Jonathan Tah. Big 90-metre header.
Big bullet header.
wins every league, I think, very easily.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong.
That team is probably the best in the world.
Yeah, it probably does. Up there.
Them
No, honestly, City and Madrid still beat that. Let's be honest.
This is gonna be the common team. Each week we make a combined team. Where do they go? Yeah, they're probably the third best team in the world behind City.
They come second in the Prem, second in the league, but first in every other
Yeah,
league.
there.
Champions League, you get to a semi versus Madrid.
Knocked out Madrid, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Valid,
valid, fair
flings
enough.
around a chair and they win. Alrighty, we're coming to the end. It's a bit of a shorter one this week. But have to touch on Serie A because our team Inter once again got it done.
Yep. Yeah.
Out of all the big games, the funniest of the games.
Yeah, it was a weird one. It was really weird.
Yeah, they felt like they coasted it. You look at the stats, Juve were there. They were thereabouts.
Yeah.
It wasn't a game that was like clear cut chances though. Like the goal came from own goal. Obviously, of Gatti. It's
a bit unlucky.
You can't even think about that, can you?
Yeah, no.
You're running back.
He was doing the best he could. He
Yeah.
couldn't do anything about that.
Someone hit the upright. Calhanoglu hit
Calhanoglu
hit it. Outside of that though, it was one of those games where there was like half chances.
Yeah, it was a
few long
big
shots.
midfield battle. Big midfield battle.
That's why top of the table clashes are these days.
Yeah.
It's no longer end to end sort of stuff.
Nah,
It's just
all midfield. All midfield.
overload midfield,
Yeah.
cluster the area.
But like defenses are just so good these days and compact and
Transitional
anything.
plays,
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Vlahovic had a huge chance. His touch was awful though.
So you had a hard
As soon as that ball goes to him, you're thinking guaranteed at least on target.
especially the last two goals he scored,
Yeah.
very similar styles.
Yeah.
And you
I
thought,
was shocked when he screwed that first touch up. But yeah, Inter probably deserved it. Szczesny made a couple of banging saves. The one where I think it was Thuram cut it across to Arnautovic and he stuck a hand out. I think it was, great save.
Yeah, and
So Inter probably deserved it.
it could have been 2 or 3. That's why I wrote in my notes. It could have been 2 or 3-0.
It's sort of reflective in the teams, isn't it? Like Inter are probably a 2-goal better side.
And Inter are just a better side. Like,
they play great football, good attacking football, don't they?
I'd say it's foreign for Serie A. We don't see it
Yeah,
often.
nah.
They're progressive. They're on the front foot. They're good in midfield areas. And it just feels like in this game, it shows what each team's good at.
Yeah.
You've got a clinical striker that if he doesn't work, they don't really work.
Good defense.
And they've got a bloody good defense. That a name
underrated keeper, for sure.
She's been there for how long now? 5-6 years?
I think longer than that.
It's not on the radar.
I think, yeah.
Another one, I guess, with my All Black shout the other week, where keepers that just because they're at big clubs, they make the big saves when they need to.
I think Juve just as a whole kind of club are underrated at the minute.
At the moment, because of what happened last year, I think with that points deduction.
Yeah.
People just take it as, they were that bad. No, they weren't even.
And you look at guys like McKennie, like at Leeds, like
that sort of stigma about it, right?
Yeah, but that's just credit to Allegri, just great coaching, and I mean they got some superstars like Vlahovic, and Bremer's a great defender, so it helps when you got those.
Bremer would be 10 this season, I think, Serie A.
Yeah, for sure.
He's killing it.
Him and probably like Bastoni or
Bastoni's good as well.
Just being into and Juventus team
it
feels
like a little bit separate from the rest now.
Oh yeah, miles.
And obviously there's a massive gap to the Inter and Juve as well, but it just feels like the battle for fourth will be exciting.
Yeah, that'll be really exciting.
Because Roma have got their form. I think they 4-0'd.
Yeah, it's like them, Fiorentina Napoli
around
there.
it. Napoli need to fix up. They're just so inconsistent right now. Good
Kvaratskhelia saving them.
Was
goal. Yeah,
it's good. But
you just got to hang around. Obviously, they're not playing well, but they're just hanging around at the minute.
Just keeping
all they got to do.
Just pinch.
Yeah, they're just finding ways at the minute to win. It's a lot of last minute goals for a lot of clubs at the moment.
It's going to have to be that way for the next 2 or 3 weeks. They fix it.
Yeah.
Managerial changes get kind
I
of.
think this will kind of be them till the end of the season. Just
Yeah.
inconsistent as hell. They'll lose a game you don't expect and then win one which you're like, whoa, they beat that team.
Because I'm not watching the Serie A. I'm not going to watch the Serie A. I'm going to watch the short games or the highlights or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm watching the Bundesliga and the Premier League. So when I come across the scores, I'm like, oh, Napoli won 4. Oh yeah, we're done. They're back. Next week they're going like draw to some bottom of the table like Lecce. So I'm like, what's going on here? Like they're just they're all over the place this season.
Yeah.
Shame. Because you just wish these teams carried on, but it just never.
It's hard for teams like that though, because I know Napoli are a huge club in Italy, but in the out of in the world, like they're not the big boys. Like Osimhen's 100% going to leave.
Yeah.
You'd imagine Kvaratskhelia will leave, and if it's not next summer, it'll be.
What happens then? What does that team become after that?
Exactly. Kim Min-jae obviously is already gone. So
that's what underrated loss.
That's probably the biggest loss any team's had in the
defense, identity, quality.
Yeah.
You lose all 3 of that, and you lose a leader. Yeah, like you can't replace
Yeah, no.
any of that. Like that's
You know.
that's a really underrated thing as well about how they lost Koulibaly and got the better version.
Yeah.
We all thought Koulibaly's deal
Yeah.
was like, oh, I lost Koulibaly. That's
What a
screwed.
deal for Chelsea.
Kim Min-jae.
Whoa, a Saudi.
Or a Chelsea. Yeah. Chelsea, yeah. Might as well touch on before you finish up. They're just
Touch on Chelsea. I mean,
1 point below Potter last season, by the way. And
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah, I know.
Potter was chaos.
yeah. Potter got
And here's
way too much criticism.
And here's
man.
me trying to back Pochettino, and I looked at the stats. I looked at the raw hard stats. I thought, oh shit,
I mean, they were pathetic on the weekend, weren't they?
that's embarrassing.
You
at
score, you're 1-0 up, and I know it was a deflect. I know the first 2 goals were deflections.
It's
But
Wolves.
they are so boring to watch, man. They are
Actually, I
so
can't- I
boring.
can't watch them a lot of times.
It's side to side. There's no point of difference in their team as well at strike. I know they got good individual players like Nkunku. Palmer's obviously brilliant. He's their best
superstar.
player by a fucking mile.
Yeah,
by a mile.
Country mile.
Thiago Silva's obviously 39 years old. He can't do anything. He's
prototype.
trying his nuts off. But there's no point of difference. There's no like change in if they take off Sterling for Mudryk. It's the same player. Someone that wants to go down the line,
Yeah.
wants to use his pace, maybe cut inside, maybe have a shot. You know, even against Liverpool, like Mudryk had that chance. Like a good player just takes a touch there and just
They didn't score.
calmly stops it. And the thing,
can't score.
Chelsea have messed up, not just with the players they've bought, but the players they've sold. Like I know. Like I don't think Mason Mount's the greatest player, but you keep homegrown talent.
He was Chelsea.
Yeah, I know they've kept Levi Colwill. I know we were interested in him big time if he didn't sign that contract extension. I know they've kept him, but like letting go of Gallagher. I know Gallagher shouldn't be in your midfield too, in your best midfield
It's pretty
three,
embarrassing
right?
the fact that he's their best.
I know he's probably their best
He's
midfielder
probably
at
the
the
best
minute.
midfielder. Yeah.
But you don't get rid of players like that because none of the players they got now, they don't give a shit. They don't care. They're below Wolves, man. Wolves
embarrassing.
hired O'Neill 3 days before the start of the season,
Gary O'Neill-
and they play better football. They got better players. You do a Chelsea Wolves combined 11. There's
Right now,
way more Wolves players.
yeah, it's
Way more.
ridiculous. Ridiculous. That's so true. Wolves play some fabulous football. by
Oh
the way.
yeah, they were
Like,
good. They're good. The
beautiful to
only
watch.
reason why I watched that game was for Wolves.
Yeah.
Didn't care about Chelsea,
They
and that's
play
embarrassing
fabulous
with the
football.
money they've spent.
Enzo Fernandez is the biggest question mark that doesn't get talked about after that because he has some absolutely fantastic performances and he'll back it up with
looks like-
shit.
That's
He
the
look like-
thing. Like they're not bad. You can't say Enzo Fernandez is a bad player. Caicedo's not a bad player. You know, like Nkunku, all these guys, they're not bad players. It just I don't know what it is at that club at the minute. There's no genuine answer to why they're so bad.
That's why I feel like
you can't put it down to one thing.
I sort of feel bad for Poch and Potter because I don't think you can solve that. Because
Do you think it's more the manager or the players?
I think it's the players now.
Yeah,
They're
they're an
if Poch
embarrassment.
and
yeah.
Potter can't get it done. I'm still not sure on Potter yet, but a manager that should be respected and a high manager at the time
Yeah.
didn't work. Poch dealt with Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe.
He's dealt with young players before.
Guys,
Like Dele Alli, you know?
Harry Kane coming
Exactly. That young team that Tottenham had. How good were they?
Eriksen's whole career was basically the work of Pochettino.
Yeah.
His work at Southampton.
Those wanting the manager out.
Ridiculous.
Firstly, who are you going to get?
Look at Jose.
And secondly, it's not the manager. It's the players. They don't care, man.
That's it.
They don't care.
Enzo will give you 1 out
They
of
don't
3
care.
games where he just puts a world-class form. Says, oh, this is why he's worth 140 mil. Caicedo probably gives you 1 in 4. In Nkunku, I can't really judge yet.
Caicedo's been a shocker this year, man. He's made so many
Thank God
mistakes.
you guys
Does a
didn't
great
sign
ball to Palmer and then
Nah.
just loses the ball. And like
He's
like,
touched the
come
ball.
on.
He got played Lukaku touch.
I know, yeah.
The guy that was the pivot, they used to pick the ball up and spin and just play. No longer.
Yeah, them players don't care, man.
Gallagher's
They
he 1
do
and
not
2,
care.
but he's not good enough, so that's why he's only 1 and 2. Because
If they didn't have Cole Palmer, fuck.
that's not their
Who's
player.
like
That's
14th, 15th in the league? I
Bournemouth
generally-
are coming for them. Bournemouth are so close to them. They're 13th, I think, Bournemouth at the moment, or 12th.
Yeah, if they didn't have Cole Palmer, genuinely, I think Fulham are better than them in 13th. Fulham are better than them, Bournemouth are better than them, and they're all below. They're on par with Palace if they don't have Cole Palmer.
And Palace are a crisis at the moment.
Yeah,
Palace suck. They're awful.
if Palace with a fully fit Eze and Elise might just beat them, you know. I think they're that bad.
Did they draw to Chelsea recently? No, they lost.
No, they lost.
Yeah, it was tough though. It was a close one, wasn't it? It was 2-1? 2-1, I think.
Something like that, yeah. 2-0.
That was when
something
as
like
analysts again were just cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's saying when
If
you're
they're fully
comparing yourself to
fit,
Palace,
like they're just, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's as we say, it's not one issue with them. It's just
I think it's unsolvable
they're
now.
just a shambles at the minute.
We've tried to talk about it for so long, and we try to every time I come and talk about it, my case gets worse and worse and worse. Because I have no idea. I couldn't pinpoint.
Where do
one
you
thing.
even start?
I think
to
where
fix
do you
it?
start?
My God,
This is the classic, moral compass. With more money comes more problems. It's simple. They've spent more money.
they're not going to be able to buy because of FFP.
No, it's.
I mean, we're talking about Osimhen. They're not
segue.
going to be able to get him.
Yeah, that's the point. January was dead. You think if
Yeah.
you're Chelsea, you'd go and spend money, but I think they're screwed.
Yeah,
Like-
they are screwed.
Let me try and I'll get
They're
some.
going to have to sell a whole bunch. I think Gallagher. I wouldn't be surprised
The
me if
house.
Gallagher's gone.
Because he's anything worse.
I think he will go.
He's anything worth. He's worth
Yeah.
35, 40.
I mean, who
Chelsea-
else can they sell? Do you sell like a Badia Shield? A Disassi? Do you
Disassi
know what I
can
mean? While
probably
they've still
see-
got a bit of value?
Disassi probably. I think Batty Shield's actually very good. It just hasn't worked out. But there's so many injuries. Do you get rid of Fofana?
Yeah.
Because he's injured 24
I mean, would you even pay 30 mil for a guy like him that's already had 2 massive injuries? Maybe 3. Is this his third? I think this is his third.
Yeah, because
He won at
when
Leicester.
he left, Leicester got another one and he got one again.
Yeah.
He paid 85 mil for that. I know, but by the way, I'm not downing his
Thank
talent.
God they have Cole Palmer. But he's the only one that actually cares. And he's come from a team that just wins and its mentality.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
it's just pedal to the metal. And then there's just too many players. 8-year contracts, just too comfortable. It's the same thing with Rashford. It's too comfortable.
You just don't know anymore with Chelsea.
It's just, where do you start? Let us know in the comments
where
to start.
Help us out because
No idea.
I've been.
Do you get rid of the manager? Do you sell players? Do you simply just have to back that this is going to work, buying 23 and unders?
But the thing is, with 2300, you say you have to give them these long contracts because now that's the expectation. That's what you've set now.
Yeah.
You set the precedent.
8-year contracts are mad, you know.
That's half your playing career for most players. And they're just handing out. I'm trying to find the spendings for January transfer window because this is built onto my FFP thing. Like, it's real.
Oh, for sure. It's real.
So 20 is a.
I mean, when Dragusin was the most expensive signing, he was
100
what, 27?
Something
27
like that.
mil?
£100 million is the Premier League's
Yeah,
spending.
that's wild,
Where
isn't it?
last year was a record 2.36 billion.
2.2 of that is Chelsea, but still.
That must be the.
That's-
That must be everyone.
yeah.
But 100 mil for the Premier League this January.
Yeah, most teams are probably
Ten
close
Hag
to
actively
FFP
came out
as
and
well.
said it. Arteta basically said it by not signing anyone.
Yeah.
This is it. Like,
I mean, Liverpool might have, because the money's still there, because we were going to spend 110 million on Caicedo.
it is
but
there.
only spent-
But then, if there's any excuse for your owners to probably not do it, they're a little bit cheaper, aren't they? They're not.
A little bit, yeah.
I'm not saying they're bad, but they are a bit cheaper than
Yeah,
other ones.
yeah, no,
right?
they're definitely cheaper.
Because any excuse, if no one else was doing anything.
Like, we know the money's there. Like, we were debating over spending an extra, 4 million on Lavia, and then out of nowhere, we just bid 110 million for Caicedo. So we know the money's there. They just kind of pick and choose.
That's a classic lawyer's bluff, just to get
Yeah.
Chelsea up the.
Maybe.
You won
but-
that whole triangular rubbish that was going on there,
Oh, yeah, because we got the
You got the-
Japanese Busquets, mate.
and you. If you said that, it stuck. He's actually been incredible,
He's actually been very
and
good.
you got my favourite player of all time, Alexis McAllister.
Yeah,
And you didn't have to pay 100
Yeah.
and something stupid million for Declan Rice, and you didn't have to pay 120 for Caicedo. So
Yeah.
in the end, I think you won easily in that deal.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Like out of
Easy.
that shit,
Lavia hasn't played because he's been injured.
No,
And
Caicedo's been awful.
which is probably why we were debating, because he hasn't been fit. And with all our injury problems,
Don't add another one to that.
I mean, I almost had a heart attack when I saw Thiago come on the pitch. I thought, God, Hammy's going to go. But no, he was.
I don't even
It's
rub
good
my
to see
eyes.
him
I
back.
might,
Yeah, it's good to see
You're
him
alive?
back, to be
the
fair.
classic Thierry Henry. I thought you were dead.
Yeah, no, it was good to see Thiago back. I'm glad he's
I
back.
saw the toilet training
So-
thing, so it was good to see him. Everyone was happy to see him back in training.
yeah.
It was
He's
good.
still
One of the world's best when
yeah,
he's playing in
yeah.
the field.
So it's still good to have him
Just
back.
made out of
Hopefully,
toothpicks.
hopefully he gets a good, maybe half hour against Burnley. That'd be nice. He won't start. I wouldn't start him.
But there's another occasion of these older. You come on, bring him off the bench in an important game. He'll get you something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the beauty of... Even if as bad as losing Szoboszlai is, at least you got a
Get a
Thiago
chance to-
coming back. Endo comes back.
I still remember that goal in the Champions League. That is pure
Oh.
art. The way that ball just... Oh,
I always see that on TikTok here and there as well. It
the
always
slow ones
pops up,
always get it.
Whether it's like the Champions League TikTok
Yeah.
that posts it,
Yeah.
it always comes up.
that is one of the most incredible goals of the modern gen. Yeah, we sort of touched in January. It just hasn't really delivered.
Yeah, no, it was the managers moving,
Managers
wasn't
carried
it?
Loan deals, Matson and probably Sancho, Dragusin, as you said, Timo Werner loan deal.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't January, but obviously Savio recently just moving.
And that's the thing.
That's probably that might be the most exciting deal.
And that happened on February the 1st or the 3rd or whatever it is.
Yeah,
It
wasn't too much. I think obviously a lot of clubs must be close to the sort of FFP restrictions. Obviously, we know Everton and I don't think
they're still in there.
Their charges weren't
negotiation
FFP,
things.
was it? Like breaching certain.
Something.
It was more kind of like other
I
stuff.
was very into it probably, but it's something related to that.
But even them, like they can't spend.
Just
They got Gio Reyna though.
what a deal that was.
Yeah.
Actually. They got someone else in
bit of a shock
deadline
that
day
one.
as well. I'm pretty
They
sure.
got a keeper, Belgian guy, Belgian keepers. Sells,
something
something
like that.
like that. Yeah, they got him,
So that's
which
something.
I guess is fine because Turner's awful.
He's awful.
They've got another keeper there who's bad as well.
Like Kidden, is it? No, something
Vlachodimos?
Like exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they bring in another keeper and Gio Reyna. I mean,
He's a talent.
that'll be interesting.
He was good.
Yeah, he's a talent.
A year and a bit ago with Dortmund.
I mean, it's kind of concerning if you don't work at Dortmund when they're like one of the best clubs in the world at producing young players. How are you gonna produce it not in Forest?
Yeah,
I mean, you never know. It's like with Sancho, just leagues. Sometimes it's just the league.
Yeah, the way it lines up.
So we'll see how he goes. But
That'd be interesting. Him and Alanga, right?
yeah,
Because I think Gibbs White's locked in now.
at least Forest are still, they're obviously trying to keep themselves up.
They could go down, man. Luton are
Oh,
cooking.
big time, yeah.
Luton are cooking.
Big time. Even Everton have hit a bad slump at the minute.
Everything could go down.
When we all thought they were on the rise. I mean, obviously the 10 points has killed them big time.
Yeah.
But even when
I
they got
said
that
this,
10 point, they were playing some good
I said this
footy.
though, the 10 points can go one or two ways.
Yeah.
You just go and win it back here because you're in good form, or it just stuffs you mentally. Because Ben Foster always says that in his podcast stuff. When you're a relegation player as a relegation club, you always check the scores on the Premier League app and the table. And when you see that live table, say Luton have gone and scored 4 past Newcastle, or 3 or something, whatever, past this and that.
Brighton, yeah.
And then put a few past Newcastle, and you check your phone, you're like, oh, shit.
You just back Luton into the moment to win that relegation battle.
Stuff's with your head. Luton are in it, and Everton are off it.
Everton are struggling big time at the minute. I know they got a good point against Spurs, but I don't know. Just Luton are just playing some good football at the moment.
Taking it to Newcastle, taking it to Brighton.
Luton should be at least like 6-7 points off relegation. If you think about how many times they've had the lead
Against
and
big
either
boys.
lost or drawn when they should have won. Like Liverpool, they were probably the better side for 85 minutes.
Yeah.
And
Arsenal.
we had to score. Arsenal, Man City, they were 1-0 up.
Yeah.
Newcastle, which we've just seen. Like, they've been in a lot of good positions. Obviously, again, teams are just better than them, right?
Yeah.
With budget and...
They lost to Burnley, I think, as well. I'm pretty sure. Early in the year.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, they did.
At home,
at home. 2-1, I
So
think.
that kills you. Like,
Even, they drew at Burnley when... Try and win that game,
yeah,
but...
it's...
Yeah. I back them in. I hope they stay up. It'd be really
another
good.
soft spot for another person. It's Rob Edwards, I like this guy. Got the opportunity.
Yeah.
I was so bored on the
Crystal
flight.
Palace. If I'm Crystal Palace, I'm going for him. Sure.
Next summer or
for
now?
Sure.
Because
I'd make contact with him now. I'd ask Luton if I could have a word
I'll
for him.
pay
for
you
sure.
as much as you want to get him out of there.
Yeah.
And get him across. Because he's done fabulous
He's
work.
done bits. Have a look at what he's done with Adebayor.
Yeah.
What's that winger's name? Starts with an E. Egbane?
Ogbene.
Oh, yeah, him. He's fucking tearing it up at the minute. Is Ross Barkley in
Ross
player of the
Barkley's
season?
signing the
Is
season.
he in player of the season contender?
I don't know if it was with you or someone else. I said he's signing the season.
He's well up there. He is well up there.
Talk about someone who transformed a side. Talk about Florian Wirtz playing some incredible balls. This guy, I thought, went to Nice, Nantes, one of those two.
Yeah,
And
I think
thought-
Nice.
Yeah,
maybe.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thought that's it, done.
Yeah.
Fad wonder kid, never really worked out. Injuries, done. Comes back
He's been unbelievable.
and just
for that
is a
side.
wizard. At the 8, at the 6 at times, just ping.
Yeah.
Go
Rob
in on
Edwards
that.
deserves a lot of credit for that.
He's one of those managers again.
Getting the best out of a player that, I mean, we just
Adebayo
assumed at the
is
start of the
scoring
season, yeah, he's
hat-tricks
kinda
and
done.
scoring goals.
Adebayo's he is a serious bloody player. He is.
That's another player as well. Like
Alfie Doherty, I mean,
You called it. Ever since that day, all the boys have said,
Oh,
that's
Craig
the best
Goodwin
call.
comparison.
That's the best comparison of all the time. But it's true. He just gets the job done. Just does his role.
Yeah.
Up and down that flank.
Crystal Palace have to be looking at him saying he's got to be our next manager. Surely.
He did it in League 2.
Even if Luton stay up, I'd be going all out for him.
Chuck your cash there.
Yeah.
Some of that Elise money.
I think he should stay though. If he keeps Luton up, he should stay.
I think he will want to stay.
I think he will want to.
But the money will start to talk, I think. If Palace if they give the Elise money to him, that's the only way I can see him coming across.
Even if a Brentford were to sack, they shouldn't. If they were to sack a Thomas Frank,
manager merry-go-rounder. Manager merry-go-round.
See, Tony's 100% going to leave.
He said
Brentford. Thomas Frank came out and said it. He's going to leave.
More paying him. They're reigniting that championship season. They're cooking at the moment.
With FFP though, I mean, who's going to get him?
For 110 million or something. Whatever they want.
It's going to get him.
They're going to want a ridiculous amount. Now, you did mention there's a few big games, and in the Premier League, we always do a few predictions for them. I want to hear your thoughts on these 3 games. Starting with the biggest game of history. Aston Villa are hosting Manchester United in the battle for fourth.
Yeah.
Well, how does this
big match.
Massive.
If Villa win, I think that'll solidify them in the top 4.
Let me get the table.
Maybe, actually, no, not top 4, but I think definitely the worst they can finish would be 5th.
Yeah.
If they were to beat Man United. But I think if United win, I mean, as I said earlier, it wouldn't surprise me if United were to still just find a way to get into that top 4.
8 points off 5.
Will be very close, yeah. So, yeah, you got to find a way to win that. But
Villa at home.
They know how to beat big sides at home. They've beaten City. They've beaten Arsenal. I'm going to back Villa in for a 3-1 win.
Yeah. I say once one goes in, it's going to be a few more goals in.
Yeah, Manu will score the first goal. You know, you'll get that shirt out.
Yeah,
put it on.
I hope it comes by. I ordered it so long ago. Bloody Christmas. I got baited this morning. I thought I'm going to come on the podcast and have it on. No, negative. The next game, West Ham and Arsenal. As much as Arsenal are back, everyone, let's just hold our horses a bit here.
I'd love a West Ham win.
West Ham at home, they're the most yo-yoing team of all time. They've had 2 stinkers. Calvin Phillips has put in 2 legendary.
There is no way he starts this game. Surely, he's having a stinker at the minute.
Bloke gave us our 3rd goal. I know. He lost possession and then slapped the floor and didn't want to get up and chase.
There is no way he should start that game. No way.
I don't even.
I would love West Ham to win. More the fact that just all the memes that would come out of it with them over celebrating would just be funny. Even though I don't think they over celebrate, like let them celebrate. Why not? But
come on, West Ham.
I'd love a West Ham win. Help Liverpool out.
Come on, you Lions.
I think a 2-1 Arsenal.
Oh, tight.
2-1 Merchant back at it again. But I think it'll be 2-1 Arsenal. Oh, I'd love a West Ham win though.
London Stadium, West Ham. David Moyes with a bit of question marks over his head. Things happen like that. That's where the West Ham are the best. When people start questioning West Ham and what they're doing, is when West Ham do what they do best.
True.
If there's any occasion you don't want to play West Ham, it's probably right now, I think, if you're Arsenal.
Coming off a bad loss.
Coming off 2 bad performances, 1 bad loss.
Yeah. Yeah.
And dropping into that 6th, 7th, 8th sort of spots in that group. They're back at home. The fans are bloody rowdy when they get one in.
If they get the first one,
massive.
I still back Arsenal, to be fair.
They've got too much talent, don't they?
But, come on the Hammers. Come on
the Irons. And the final game, which we absolute goal fest, I'm sure of it, is Tottenham and Brighton.
Yeah.
This is going to be exciting. 4-2 last time, like merely 2 weeks ago. So at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Brighton flogged them, didn't they?
But Brighton go and get battered by Luton, then go batter Palace.
Yeah.
Tottenham look like they're back. Got to draw Everton.
Richarlison's in the form.
9 out of 9 and 8.
Wow. Crap, man.
Wow, Richarlison's good. Who would have thought that?
I can't believe the level he's playing at right now. It's ridiculous.
He's just finishing chances as well. Him and Hoyle.
What is going on with Mope at the minute as well?
What miracles can do,
actually. What a good season, but what a weird season at the same time.
Hoyland, Morpay, and Richarlison all scoring goals.
Nunes still doing his
Nunes assisting more than anyone else in the league, it feels like.
Tottenham Brighton.
Is it going to be 10 goals in this game?
Could be, yeah. Could end up being like a 4-3 like a Wolves United. I don't think Brighton will get like hammered or anything. They can't be as bad as they were against Luton. They can't lose that badly again for the rest of the season. There's no way.
You're right though. They bounced back.
Yeah,
You said that.
yeah. I mean, they bloody had to after how
Couldn't go
bad
any
they
worse.
were. Yeah,
Couldn't really go any worse, could you?
after how bad they were. I think 3-2 Tottenham. 3-2 Tottenham.
Yeah. We'll watch my prediction video, but I think they're going to be quite similar because, I think there's going to be goals in this game.
Yeah.
Last two match or game weeks, whatever you want to call them, have been goals galore. Like goals are flying everywhere. 3-1 City versus Brentford, 4-3 United Wolves, 3-1 United West Ham. What other game was there? 4 goals. Oh, the Newcastle
Luton was, that was mad.
Game of the weekend. That was crazy.
Luton, when Luton scored the 4th, I was like,
lock and load.
What's going on here? Yeah.
We're traded. We've got Bayern and Leverkusen. I always say this wrong. Bayern and Leverkusen.
That's a tough one. That
Bayern and Bayern Leverkusen. We've got
Girona
Real.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 top of the table clashes. We've got United and Villa for Champions League positions.
Yep.
We've got Arsenal in a dodgy game versus West Ham.
Anything in Ligue 1, Saudi?
Ligue 1, no one gives a shit. In what else we got in Syria?
Syria, I don't think.
No, we had the big one last week.
Yeah.
But Napoli might surprise us and lose. So
yeah. Inter, you'd expect to kind of push on for now. 4 points, got a game in hand.
7 points clear, hopefully by the end of the week.
Yeah.
They're going to be.
Yep.
It's also coming together. So we've got top 4 battle in Syria.
Yep.
Top of the table in Bundesliga. Top of the table, top 6, top 8 in Premier League.
It's going to be a huge episode next week. Wrapping up those games.
Massive. Yeah. It's going to be huge.
Well, let's make this one big.
Yeah. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. No, we got 320 in the one previous. Then we got last time out, I
think it's on about 270.
270.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's get it back up to 300.
500.
Yeah.
300. Let's go to 300
Let's just get a 300 before we record next week.
Yeah, there
300 before we sit here next week.
This is why I bring him on, because he actually knows he's talking about. He knows how to talk to people.
The intellect.
Yeah, the intellect's on the couch. The casuals will be back on Monday, by the way. And we might see the legal guy come back, the law guy, Mr. Tax himself, Antonio Galippo.
Come back, Tots.
He might be back on Monday as well. Other than that, I don't think... No watch longs this weekend, but I'll be back for watch longs in the next week. We'll find a game, either my own or we'll get a few boys around.
I don't think there's too much
to watch something like that. That's at a reasonable hour because I've had no sleep the last 4 days. I'm thinking about I'm going to sleep again. That all being said, thank you, man. Jumping back on.
All good.
Thank you guys at home for listening. Spotify,
love the support,
Apple Podcasts,
love the support.
YouTube.
Yep.
Makes my life easy Thursday mornings when I see the numbers. So I appreciate that. Have a great rest of your week. Enjoy the football on the weekend.
Yep.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
Until then, see you later.